All right, let's talk about a word that, well, it makes a lot of us a little uncomfortable. Influence. But what if the way we've been thinking about it is completely backward? Let's dive in.
So let's just get it out there. Is influence a dirty word? I mean, for a lot of people, the answer is a hard yes. It just conjures up images of manipulation, right? Or control. That kind of icky feeling of being pushed into something you don't want to do. It feels sneaky.
But here's the thing. What if we've been looking at it all wrong? We're going to completely reframe this, pulling from the work of author and speaker Henrik Fexeus to figure out what influence really is.
And this right here gets to the absolute heart of the matter. We tend to think of influence as control, like a puppeteer pulling the strings. But the reality, the way Fexeus lays it out, is totally different. It's not about forcing someone to do something. It's about skillfully guiding their attention. It's about shaping how they see things, all without taking away their choice.
So this is the definition we're going to run with. Influence is the ethical ability to guide attention and shape perception. And here's the most important part, without removing choice or awareness. Seriously, those last few words are everything. The second you take away someone's ability to choose or you hide what you're doing, you've crossed a really important line.
Okay, so if we're gonna put this new understanding into practice, where do we even start? Well, before you can even think about guiding someone's attention, there's a first step, and it is completely non-negotiable.
It all boils down to this one simple, powerful idea from Fexeus. Influence works best after rapport, not before. This is the whole foundation. You can't just walk up to someone and start trying to persuade them. It doesn't work that way. First, you have to build a bridge. You have to create a genuine connection, a sense of trust. Only then does influence become this natural, effective thing.
So let's say you've done that. You've built rapport. What comes next? What are the actual tools you can use to ethically guide perception? Let's look at 3 really powerful ones.
So here they are, the big 3. First, the words you use and maybe more importantly, how you say them. Second, the frame you build around an idea, because as we'll see, context changes everything. And third, the expectations you set, which can have these amazing self-fulfilling effects. Let's zoom in on that second and third one for a second.
This is just a perfect example of framing. Okay, imagine someone tells you, hey, this plan has a 90% success rate. You're probably thinking, wow, great, let's do it. Feels pretty safe, right? Now, what if they said, this plan has a 10% failure rate? It's the exact same data, but it feels completely different, doesn't it? Suddenly it seems way riskier. Nothing changed except the frame. One focused on the gain, the other on the loss. And that tiny shift can change the entire decision. And now for that third tool, setting expectations. This is such a cool concept. The idea is that your belief in what someone is capable of can actually help make it true. Think about it. A boss who truly believes an employee is a rising star will probably treat them that way, giving them more opportunities, more encouragement, and the employee, in turn, rises to meet those expectations. It's a powerful, subtle force that shapes the people around us. So you can see how powerful these tools, like framing and setting expectations, can be. And whenever you're dealing with something this powerful, you have to talk about the ethics. We are walking a very, very fine line here. This table just lays it all out, and the difference is night and day. Let's look at the goal. Ethical influence is about guiding and clarifying. Manipulation, it's about deceiving and controlling. What about choice? Influence preserves choice. It respects it. Manipulation tries to remove it. And maybe most importantly, awareness. Influence works best when everyone is aware of what's happening. Manipulation, on the other hand, relies on exploiting someone's lack of awareness. That's the real bottom line. Now, this might all sound kind of theoretical, like something you'd read in a psychology textbook. But here's the kicker. You are already doing this, every single day, whether you know it or not. Just think about it for a second. When you're in a conversation trying to explain your point of view, when you're teaching your kids something new or mentoring someone at work, when you're leading a team, or even just trying to convince a friend which movie to see, that's all influence. It's a basic part of how we communicate and connect. So the real goal here isn't about learning some secret new skill set. It's about becoming aware of something that's already happening all the time. It's about choosing to use that influence responsibly, to use it to clarify things for people, to guide them toward good decisions, not to deceive them for your own benefit. And that really brings us to the final and most important question. Influence isn't some dark art to be feared. It's a fundamental part of being human. It's how we build things together. So, now that you can see it a little more clearly, now that you know what it is, how are you going to use it?